Where you at, Berto?
He just got exposed. The sixth god, Drake, with Steak, officially is getting sued for $5 million. What happened, Drizzy? What's going on? Let's find out. Where you at, family?
So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it is a bad day for Drake and his partners over there at Stake, including Adin Ross. We all know who Adin is. According, and this is very bad for him, he's been hit with a RICO.
RICO? No! Not Drake!
RICO is basically like a criminal case where the head honcho, you know, the leader, in this case may be Drake, and his little peons below him can all be swept up on criminal charges because they're a part of a quote-unquote criminal organization. This was, I believe, a law created in New York City for the mob and other crime families and organizations, because typically the head honcho would, you know, have his little goons. Pause. Goons used to be a different word. Goons used to have a completely different meaning, but basically they...
Facts. Jesus. How the hell did we take the word goons, something so sinister, and turn it to something so degenerate?
They would let their goons, their little minions, do the dirty work for them, kill somebody, rob somebody. That way they wouldn't get pinned with a crime. Essentially, they would be untouchable until RICO came into effect. And basically, from then on there, if you hired someone to do the dirty work for you and law enforcement could prove it, you were pretty much catching the same charges. So with that little explanation out the way, Drake has been hit with a RICO lawsuit over alleged gambling scheme with Stake. Additionally, other outlets via the Rolling Stone say Drake and Adin Ross used online casino money for artificial streams lawsuit claims. So apparently he was using Stake or feature on there, the tipping feature, to artificially boost music streams, which sounds kind of weird.
Really? This is already losing a lot of credibility for me, because I mean, is it possible? Sure, but just like what? Like let's no glaze. Let's just call a spade a spade. Drake is getting money. Real money. He's, whether you like him or not, he's one of, if not the biggest artists of our generation. Whether you like it or not, if you don't want to give him the crown, fine. I don't care. Argue with your mama. But he's definitely one of. You have to say that. Bro is getting real money. He's already a successful artist. Why do this? People do stupid things all the time, so I'm not going to completely write it off, but like, is there really that much incentive?
But anyways, I'm going to get into this article now. From Complex, they say Drake and Adin Ross are being sued over their promotion of Stake. The federal class action lawsuit, as reviewed by Complex, was filed in Virginia on Wednesday, December 31st, so for the new year. It claims that the website is operating as one of the largest and most profitable illegal online casinos since at least 2022. And guys, I'm not entirely sure about that. I thought Stake was a verified online gambling website. I wasn't aware that it was quote unquote operating as one of the most profitable illegal online casinos. Like, isn't it just one of those websites where you can gamble and play games as long as you submit your ID? Again, this may be a mischaracterization of the company from the plaintiffs. They say plaintiffs LaShawna Ridley and Tiffany Hines allege that Stake misleads consumers while allowing real money wagering disguised as virtual currency play. The platform supposedly advertises that it does not, and I quote, offer real money gambling, and that, and I quote, no purchase or payment is necessary to participate or play Stake games. And if so, that is crazy, because I was under the impression that people were uploading real money to their accounts via a debit or credit card and gambling.
Okay, but I feel like if you're not, there's a difference between not being obligated, and just because you're not obligated to play with real money doesn't mean you can't play with real money. That is two completely different definitions. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing if they were saying, hey, we do not accept real money here. Everything is virtual, digital, and fake. This is just for fun, good time. That's what we do. Okay, fine. Now that makes sense, and that would be wrong if they said that and then in return are actually taking your money. But just because you are not obligated to use real money doesn't mean you can't. It just means you don't have to. So I'm not following. Unless explain something to me that I'm missing, chat.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what this Stake is about, no? They also say, and that it provides the ultimate social, safe, and free gaming experience. So you're telling me Stake was marketing their platform as some kind of free gaming experience this entire time? Because if so, holy shit, they might just end up going down. I'm not going to...
Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but just because that's like saying you can't, like, this is a free gaming experience. You could play these games for free, X, Y, and Z, but there's also paid options in the game. Like, that's like Fortnite. Fortnite is a free gaming experience, but you can spend money in Fortnite. So yes, it's marketed as a free game that everyone can play. You don't need money to play this game. But within the game, you can spend money. Am I tripping? Or are niggas just this dumb? Yo, real quick, if you like making money, I need you to watch this part of the video. If you don't like making money, then go ahead and skip it, but that really should be none of y'all. I know you guys have been seeing me promote this new app called Free Cash. And the big talk of the town is
this a scam, Berto? What is this?
Well, look at this guy and this guy. All people from our community that are making money through the Free Cash app. The link is in the description. Even one person from my boy Astro Dior's community made $1,000 using the Free Cash app. I know it sounds crazy, but yes, you can make free money while playing games on your phone. But let me break this down in a very clear way for you guys so you know exactly what's going on. When you sign up for Free Cash using the link in my description, once you're in, you're gonna see a list of games pop up. You download them, you play them, you beat the levels, get to the certain requirements that they tell you to hit. And once you get there, you're gonna get some credits sent to your account. Every single time you hit the requirements, you get paid real money. And they make the process so easy that you can cash out that money into your PayPal or even gift cards. And yes, it is completely free to use. Now, there are some options where you can spend a little cheese to get through the level faster, but you don't need to do that. The reason why this is even possible is because these games are trying to get new players onto their platform. So they pay free cash to pay you to get people to play the game. Now, I know I showed you a crazy example of somebody making up to $1,000, which it's possible, but realistically, it might take some time. This is just an easy way you can make an extra 10, maybe 20 bucks, just doing something that you guys probably do for free anyway. So if you're gonna be bullshitting on your phone playing games, why not get paid? So if you've been on the fence, this is your sign. Click the link in my description and try out a few games. And when you make your money, take a screenshot and send it to me, bro, because I want to see y'all make that cheese. Because if I'm winning, I want to make sure y'all winning too. I love y'all. Y'all know what to do. Link in the description, and you're gonna get a $5 bonus using my shit. Now let's get right back to the video. Where you at, family?
But the article goes on to say, but the complaint says these statements are false because users buy gold coins that are always bundled with stake cash, which can be cashed out 1-to-1 for US dollars. Interesting. So this is a little elaborate scheme. So they may be selling gold coins, right? Like actual gold coins backed by US dollars in some kind of reserve somewhere. But like they say, when they purchase a gold bullion or coin, it sneakily comes along with quote unquote stake cash to avoid legal liabilities for gambling online, which may have prevented them from actually marketing themselves on various websites. Because I'm not entirely sure if you're classified as a gambling website with real money if you can advertise on places like YouTube or Twitter. Huh, that is interesting how that possible loophole exists. And I'm pretty sure these guys have made billions of dollars by now. Like, I think Stake is worth like $10 billion at this point. And of course, I believe like Stake has lobbyists, like they lobby on their behalf. Every successful billion-dollar company does that, right? To make sure politicians don't look into their company, right? You gotta grease the pockets of people in power. That's how that works. If you want to stay in business, that is. Not always, but oftentimes this is the case to keep people off your back. Anyway, they say Drake and Ross are characterized in the lawsuit as, and I quote, zealous and I quote, paid promoters of the platform with incentives to mask the true nature and extent of their conduct. So this is how Adin Ross got filthy fucking rich off of streaming. Makes sense. It actually makes sense. I always wondered how Adin Ross got so rich. Huh. Stake has been likely paying Adin Ross hundreds of millions of dollars since their inception to promote the quote-unquote free gambling experience that they have on their website. In any case, the article goes on to say the two have engaged in live-streamed gambling, wagering large sums of money that was provided surreptitiously by Stake, meaning in a very sneaky or sly way as to go undetected. Read from an excerpt of the lawsuit. In other words, though Drake and Ross purported to be gambling with their own stake cash, it was in fact provided to them by the house. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, anyone that is like, is this news to people? Like the gambling app that Drake is promoting, they gave him fake money to promote the app, and then like what? Like, are we confused about this? Is anybody confused? Are any of you in the chat confused? I didn't think that every time. Yeah, Drake is rich as fuck, but I also didn't think he was gambling $1 million, $100 million every time like he does. I didn't think that. Did you guys think that?
I mean, I already think gambling is a scam in and of itself. Even online gambling, offline gambling, I mean, casinos in Vegas, Atlantic City, Miami, or wherever else casinos exist. Bro, it's a scam. And if you start to win too much money against the house, they will literally ban you from casinos just for being good at the game. It happens.
Thing is, I don't even think it's a scam, bro. It's just like, it's something that I guess it can be a scam, but it's like, what is a scam, bro? I think a scam is when you are being deceived. And I just don't think that's what's happening. I think people just get lost in the sauce and be fucking tweaking, bro. Like, you're not being deceived. There's a chance you're going to lose all your money. That was always on the table. I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm just too rationalized for shit like this. Because I keep poking holes in everything Maury is saying. And I know he's just reporting the news, so it's not really directed at him. But it's just like, I see this and I'm just like, why is anyone upset?
All the time. They don't mind you losing a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, taking out a loan from your house and destroying your entire life. They will.
That's not their responsibility to. I'd take your shit too, nigga. If a random person came up to you and was like, hey, bruh. Now, obviously, this is such an unrealistic scenario, but a random person came up to you and you knew that it wasn't like the drug cartel or some weird shit that's gonna come back and bite you in the ass, and was just like, hey, let's play rock, paper, scissors. And every time I lose, I'm gonna give you 10 grand. And it just is what it is. And all you have to put up is $5-10. And I'm gonna give you 10 grand. Nigga, I'm gonna take all your money too.
Gladly take your money. But as soon as you start to win, as soon as the tides start to turn and you're winning hundreds of thousands of dollars, they're gonna ban you. So in all honesty, I think
I'd ban you too. This nigga's winning too much money. Get him out of here. Hell no.
casinos should just go out of business because there's just no way to operate. That's weird. It's fraudulent activity and I don't like it. If you want to take my money happily, you should be willing to lose your money happily too. Anyway.
Yeah, after you win 100 grand, happily leave, nigga, and don't come back.
The complaint also claims Stake's internal, and I quote, tipping system was used by Drake, Adin Ross, and Nugan, I think how you pronounce it, to move large sums of money, including a public $100,000 tip between Drake and Ross to fund, and I quote, artificial streaming botting to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music. Oh, wow. So, to my understanding, the money that Drake or Adin Ross may have been getting from Stake may have been used to buy bots for Drake's music. I mean, that wouldn't be shocking. I mean, pretty much all artists use bots or have used bots in the past, except for Taylor Swift, because, you know.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure Drake has some level of botting going on, but I just feel like, why would he be using the Stake money? This is what I'm trying to say. All this feels a little bit like, what? I'm not saying that Drake doesn't bot his songs. I think every artist is botting their songs to a degree when they're that big. But why would he use the Stake money with Adin Ross? Like, he's a signed artist. He owns his own record label. He's part of a record label. And he's rich as fuck and has his own money. Why would Stake be getting involved? And 100,000 to Drake? Like, what are we talking about, bro? I don't know. I'm not buying this, man.
Oh, she's Taylor. And possibly excluding The Weeknd because he's The Weeknd. But yeah, they say this was in an effort to fabricate popularity, disparage competitors and music label executives, distort recommendation algorithms, and distribute financing for all of the foregoing while concealing the flow of funds. Wow. Both plaintiffs say they lost money after being misled and seek damages, penalties, and an order stopping the conduct. Drake, who reportedly signed a $100 million endorsement deal with Stake in 2022, was also named as a defendant in the two Stake-related lawsuits, both filed in October of 2025, just days apart. Ross was also named a defendant in the aforementioned October lawsuits. He responded to the lawsuits during a live stream, calling them effing bullshit.
L fucking mans. Guys, there's nothing to talk about regarding the title, regarding what's going on with us. You guys can look into it. I will tell you guys this. Read through the case yourself. It's fucking bullshit. To me, it seems like somebody, if you guys can see what Asmongold said, because someone sent that to me, it's literally true. Like, just watch the Asmongold thing. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
So yeah, Adin Ross basically says this is bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this?
I think it's bullshit too. I mean, we just listened to all that and I just poked a million different holes in it. So I'm curious to hear y'all feedback, bro. Everybody loves to throw the word scam around, but like, what is a scam? A scam is when you are told like if I come to you and I'm like, hey, if you give me $10, I'm going to fucking, I don't know, make you a millionaire or something. Then yeah, like I guarantee you're gonna become rich as fuck if you give me $10. Yeah, then yeah, that's a scam. Now, if I come to you and say, hey, if you give me $10, I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna, do my best to try and figure out how we can figure out your situation and, maybe make you a little bit of money in time. It's not going to be easy. And you know what I'm saying? But you got to put the work in and, time passed and I'm working with you. I'm giving you all my resources. I'm doing everything I can. And for whatever reason, you're not getting paid or you're not growing because for whatever reason, it's just not working. Like, that's just how business is. Then you turn around and be like, oh, you scammed me? That's not a fucking scam. Like, that's just life. And that's just how, like, nothing in life comes easy. And I think a lot of people, are so tender that they are always quick to point the finger and not take any accountability for their own actions. Like, gambling is a sick addiction. People fall very, I've seen a lot of people fall victim to addiction. I've seen family members that in my family get addicted to gambling and, really fuck up situations. I won't get too personal, but like I am actually a victim of, that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't addicted to gambling, but paint the picture however you want. But I know what that feels like to have everything stripping away because of gambling addictions. So I'll just put that out there. Whatever picture you want to paint, hey, be my guest. But point is, I understand how serious it is, and but at the same time, like, that is not anyone's responsibility but the person that's making the bad decisions. Now we could talk about, the ethics behind. I don't think that these gambling company owners have great ethics or anything. I don't think they give a fuck. And we could talk about that, like whether they're supposed to or not. But like, are they supposed to give a fuck? Like, they're just trying to make money. But I don't know, man. I'm just not as tender. So I'm curious to hear y'all feedback. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. This would be an interesting one to read the comments on for sure. My name's Berto. Where you at, family? I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look too easy.